Hi guys, if you want to save money, keep watching and I'm going to show you a tip I use to probably halve the cost of my energy drinks I use. So I guess a lot of you probably when you go on your rides use something like this, High Five energy drink or SIS or one of those sorts of companies, energy drinks that are pre-made. This container here in the UK cost me £18 and that was online. So obviously in a store it's going to cost a lot more than that, and that was about the cheapest price I could find on Wiggle. What I do to save money though, and it ends up costing half the price, if not less than half the price, is buying my own sugars, mixing them and making my own energy drink. So this drink is a mixture of maltodextrin and fructose. And the reason for that is because with two sugars, especially if you have two different sugars like fructose and maltodextrin, they can be absorbed in the stomach in two different routes. So normally if you're just having plain sugar, maltodextrin, it just goes in there's one pathway through the stomach to absorb that sugar, and it generally goes up to about 60 grams an hour. Obviously now there's been or in the last few years, mixtures of drinks. This is maltodextrin and fructose, and the reason for that is fructose can be taken in on a separate pathway. So actually you can push your sugar intake up to maybe 90 grams, if not more, an hour. It used to be considered sort of 60, 70 was the most, but you can push it beyond that because you can mix those two sugars together. So you could buy pre-packaged, pre-done ones like this. What I have done is bought my own maltodextrin and my own fructose. This comes from My Protein, which is a UK supplier, but obviously you can buy it anywhere. It's pretty cheap for the package. 5 kilograms of this costs me about £10 online. And fructose is more expensive. This was from Amazon, but again, about 2.5 kilos works out at about £15. So altogether about £25 for 7.5 kilos, whereas this one was £18 for 2.2 kilos. So if you work out the proportions as they advise you to put on the back of these, to make a standard energy drink, it's, like I said, literally half the price or less than half the price if you mix your own sugars. I do it generally with a 2-to-1 mix because that was the traditional amount. So maybe 2 kilos of maltodextrin to 1 kilo of fructose. But recent research has shown that you can push that up to, I think the new sort of measurements are things like 1 kilo of this to 800 grams of this, which is almost 1-to-1 obviously. So you could experiment with different proportions, see which works for you. And obviously when it is cheaper like this, it's a simpler way or a cheaper way of actually sort of changing the mixtures and seeing what works for you. You might find that you can quite easily stomach on a 500 ml bottle 70 or 80 grams of sugar in an hour, which would be a little improvement on the previous amount you may have taken. And obviously a key part of riding and endurance riding is fueling the riding. So it's an interesting thing to think about. So I suggest if you haven't had a go at mixing your own drinks, it really does save money, and it also gives you that opportunity to experiment and try out and see which sort of mixtures work best for you. And obviously you can still, these come pretty neutrally flavoured, they're not too sweet, but you can put in your own flavourings if you want to add a bit of taste to your drink. But it's a great way to save money and to make sure you fueled properly on your ride. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed it, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you next time.